It's past 8 on the Radio Wammo Breakfast.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
Issues of the day under T-Radar.
Let's talk issues of the day. He has a few. It is T-Radar. G'day to you, T-Radar.
Well, hello to you. How are you this morning?
Good.
Have you been nominated? That was the thing. I didn't go through the Queen's Birthday Honours list, but I suspect that somewhere in there would be Wammo. Services to New Zealand Music.
Yeah, no. I was waiting for it. I was expecting, but nothing.
I think they tell you in advance, don't they? It's not like it's a surprise. I think you have to get told in advance and you go, would you like to receive this honour? And you go, yes, I would.
Yes, and in fact, I knew one of the recipients, and I knew that they were getting one, and I had to hold my tongue. I had to keep that very secret.
Really?
It was
that the Mad Butcher?
Yeah. Good old Peter Leach and me.
I cannot wait for the moment when Peter Leach goes to receive his knighthood and to see whether or not he uses an expletive. I suspect they won't be letting him anywhere near the Queen.
This is true. I also wonder, because I'm not sure he actually travels overseas very much, but whether or not he gets the odd strange look in customs, because I don't know if you remember a Peter Leach who was also a butcher, who was involved with chopping off hands somewhere in Wellington and some kind of drug thing.
Yes, that's right. Yes, I do remember that case. Yes. No, I suspect they just give him funny looks because he's just in many ways he's the country's most glorious bogan. You know, he's with his big kind of silver rings, but incredibly sort of generous guy. And the interesting thing about it is, you know, someone that can do that. And then I was on that bastion of public discussion, the Trade Me Notice Board yesterday to see what the buzz was amongst people about things. And there was all these people going, what on earth did he deserve one for? And you think, have you not been paying attention?
No.
You know, it was only a couple of days ago that I think they raised a couple of 100,000 for a group of charities. So yes, wonderful sort of guy.
I can tell you. I can tell you what he hasn't been doing. He hasn't been freeloading.
He hasn't been freeloading. He hasn't been turning up to funerals and loading his Tupperware containers up with food. Like there was a case in Wellington last week where a guy did this, and they sort of asked him to stop. But apparently it's going on. It's still happening in Whangarei. Up there, they've got 3 freeloaders, a couple in sort of between their 50s and 60s, and a woman between 60 and 70. Now, not only are these people turning up and sitting through the funeral and then scoffing themselves at the nosh platform afterwards, apparently they're even delivering faux eulogies. The audacity to turn up and say, well, you know, Brian was a wonderful person, and let's get this over with so we can all head to the buffet.
There's something I don't know. It's terrible, obviously, but there's something I admire about that at the same time. This whole funeral crashes thing.
Yes, you know, you do wonder, will it become a bit of a cult? Is there a group of people throughout the country who are comparing notes about their funeral crashing, or is it just some sort of, you know, are they poor, sad, lonely people, or do they actually do it because they feel that it can help people in some way?
Yeah.
I don't know. Nonetheless, they are there, and the great part of the one in Whangarei was they would ring up and they say, oh, you know, so and so's funeral is happening. Is there going to be some food afterwards? And the funeral director says, oh, I don't really want to tell you. And they go, well, how do you know it's me? He goes, well, it's your voice. I know who you are. So nonetheless, funeral freeloaders. Probably, I would imagine, not in any need of taking a brave pill.
A brave pill, T-Radar?
Look, apparently, one of those great science stories of the week, they're developing in the States, of course, a brave pill. They've tested this pill on rats. It gets people over sort of dealing with post-traumatic stress disorder or anxiety or things like this. Essentially an anti-fear medication.
I think that's called P.
I think it is, actually. What they should do is they should just come down to New Zealand and do a study of, hire a few gang chemists and see what it is they're mixing up. Save themselves a fortune.
We're constantly told we make the best stuff down here.
They would, and all they really needed to do for that, the American military, instead of going to spend thousands and thousands of dollars developing a new pill, just look on Wikipedia and see, type it in, who makes the best thing, and no doubt it will come up.
Well, that's the answer to everything is Wikipedia. If only it was around when I was at school, T-Radar.
Oh, what did you use? A library?
A library, yep. I think they were called encyclopedia sets.
They were.
Yeah.
And whatever happened to the door-to-door encyclopedia salesman? Just drifted off as the internet developed.
Yeah, what is he doing now? Is he selling Sky TV subscriptions?
Well, he could well be. Maybe he's selling connections to broadband internet. Knock on the door. How's your broadband? What
Yeah.
a faster deal.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but nonetheless, what was it called? The Encyclopedia Britannica. They're a mainstay in people's houses, and the smell of them. But now you can just go online. And a Canterbury University geography lecturer, Deirdre Hart, she initially banned the use of Wikipedia. Students were citing it in their essays, and she said, can't do that. But now she's relented, and they've allowed it on the condition that students are aware that Wikipedia is not often a totally factual source of information.
But mostly, I mean, it's pretty good. Didn't they find in the last couple of years that it was more accurate than the big encyclopedias?
Well, it certainly could be updated quicker. The encyclopedia companies don't send you out little stickers that you stick into, the listing on Wammo, for example, to say, here's a new update on Wammo, which you can do with Wikipedia. And I think, it is a good initial go-to source of information. If you're bored, you can just type something in and see what it is. But then I trust it like a sort of a learned friend that you drink with. Where you go, you're an interesting source of information. You could be factual, but I'm actually going to check that first. I'm going to go and ask Barry.
Do you have a Wikipedia entry, T-Radar? I haven't checked.
No, I don't think I do.
Don't you?
No.
Let me go.
No. I should do. I should set one up. Write one.
I'm going to
Can you
have
set one up about yourself? Isn't there crcriteria?
It's
sort of
it's
a
not.
public interest criteria.
It's kind of not kosher to do that, but
No.
But if there was information on the internet that's wrong about you, you want it corrected, though, don't you?
I don't know. I just had a good think of it. Sometimes, depending on what the information is, nice to have a little bit of misinformation out there. Keeps you mysterious. Unless, of course, it says something, disturbing, with a criminal record, or you've been involved with some kind of horrendous situation. Then you probably want to correct it.
Yeah.
Just use one of your many, many false internet identities to go on and create your own Wikipedia page, to blow your own trumpet.
Hey, finally, T-Radar, talking about the mysterious sort of things, I've always thought poker players as kind of mysterious sort of people. But not so the case with the New Zealand poker player who's just taken away a huge amount of money.
Only 27 years old, first New Zealander to win the big World Series event, took away, after I think it was 148 hands of poker, a staggering $928,000.
Wow.
That is a good day at the office. A software designer, so obviously there's probably, I guess, something going on there with his numbers and his cards and all of that, sort of being able to keep track of things. But what a great day at the office. I think earlier on he'd won $200,000. So, I'm sure that there's going to be people who, his little poker group, aren't going to really want to play him anymore.
Yeah. So poker players are now, as far as I understand it, are generally people like the software developers, geeks, gamers, those kinds of people, as opposed to the down and dirty, rotten scoundrels.
That's right, yes. Yeah, they're sort of fresh-faced young people. There's a lot of sort of role-play. You ever watch it on the television?
I have occasionally, yes.
Tedious.
Yeah.
Tedious beyond belief, but nonetheless they're there. So there's that guy. And then my man of the week, there was a story about him, I think, in the Sunday Star Times yesterday, and shame on me for not remembering his name, the World Scrabble Champion.
Oh.
We may talk about him next week. New Zealander, very, very, never goes anywhere, just sort of doesn't speak to anyone, but apparently just this sort of genius of Scrabble playing. So between him and the poker player, we are rounding up some of the world's best sit-down table sports.
If there was one particular game that you had to play, a board game that you wanted to be the world champion at, what would it be, T-Radar?
Oh, Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
the co-creator of Trivial Pursuit died last week at age 59.
59?
There's a piece of trivia for you.
How long will that be before it is in the Trivial Pursuit board game questions? I would say it's almost there now.
I'd say so. Thanks, T-Radar.
We'll speak again next week.
Will do indeed. It's now 24 minutes.